Hi, everyone. Welcome to Be Different for Success. Today, we'll be talking about the best time of day, week, and month to trade stocks. Unlike traditional investing, trading has a short-term focus. The trader buys his stock, not to hold for gradual appreciation, but for a quick turnaround, often within a predetermined time period of a few days, a week, a month, or a quarter. And of course, day trading, as the name implies, has the shortest time frame of all. The analysis may be broken down to hours, minutes, and even seconds, and the time of day in which a trade is made can be an important factor to consider. Is there a best day of the week to buy stocks? Is there a best day of the week to sell stocks? Is there a best time of the year to buy stocks? How about a best month to buy or to sell stocks? We'll show you how to time trading decisions according to daily, weekly, and monthly trends. Best times of the day to buy and sell stocks. First thing in the morning, market volumes and prices can go wild. The opening hours are when the market factors in all of the events and news releases since the previous closing bell, which contributes to price volatility. A skilled trader may be able to recognize the appropriate patterns and make a quick profit, but a less skilled trader could suffer serious losses as a result. So if you're a novice, you may want to avoid trading during these volatile hours, or at least within the first hour. However, for seasoned day traders, that first 15 minutes following the opening bell is prime time, usually offering some of the biggest trades of the day on the initial trends. The whole 9:30 to 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time period is often one of the best hours of the day for day trading, offering the biggest moves in the shortest amount of time. A lot of professional day traders stop trading around 11:30 a.m. because that is when volatility and volume tend to taper off. Once that happens, trades take longer and moves are smaller with less volume. The middle of the day tends to be the calmest and the most stable period of the trading day. During this time, people are waiting for further news to be announced, because most of the day's news releases have already been factored into stock prices. Many are watching to see where the markets may be heading for the remainder of the day. Because prices are relatively stable during this period, it's a good time for a beginner to place trades, as the action is slower and the returns might be more predictable. In the last hours of the trading day, volatility and volume increase again. In fact, common intraday stock market patterns show the last hour can be like the first, sharp reversals and big moves, especially in the last several minutes of trading. From 3 to 4 p.m., day traders are often trying to close out their positions, or they may be attempting to join a late-day rally in the hope that the momentum will carry forward into the next trading day. Best day of the week to buy stock? Monday. There are some who believe that certain days offer systematically better returns than others, but over the long run, there is very little evidence for such a market-wide effect. Still, people believe that the first day of the work week is best. It's called the Monday effect. Anecdotally, traders say the stock market has had a tendency to drop on Mondays. Some people think this is because a significant amount of bad news that is often released over the weekend. Others point to investors' gloomy mood at having to go back to work, which is especially evident during the early hours of Monday trading. For whatever reason, the Monday effect is disappearing. Nevertheless, if you're planning on buying stocks, perhaps you're better off doing it on a Monday than any other day of the week, and potentially snapping up some bargains in the process. Best day of the week to sell stock? Friday. If Monday may be the best day of the week to buy stocks, Friday may be the best day to sell stock before prices dip on Monday. If you're interested in short selling, then Friday may be the best day to take a short position, and Monday would be the best day to cover your short. In the US, Fridays that are on the eve of 3-day weekends tend to be especially good. Due to generally positive feelings prior to a long holiday weekend, the stock markets tend to rise ahead of these observed holidays. What is the best month to buy stocks? The markets tend to have strong returns around the turn of the year as well as during the summer months. September is traditionally a down month. The average return in October is positive historically, despite the record drops of 19.7% and 21.5% in 1929 and 1987. So a trader may consider getting into the equity market in a big way in September when prices tend to fall, to be ready for the October bump up. There's also something called the January effect. At the beginning of the new year, investors return to equity markets with a vengeance, pushing up prices, especially of small cap and value stocks. But again, as information about such potential anomalies make their way through the market, the effects tend to disappear. So in terms of seasonality, the end of December has shown to be a good time to buy small caps or value stocks, to be poised for the rise early in the next month. There's another advantage. Many investors start to sell stocks en masse at year's end, especially those that have declined in value, in order to claim capital losses on their tax returns. So again, the last trading days of the year can offer some bargains. The best day of the month to invest. There is no one single day of every month that's always ideal for buying or selling. However, there is a tendency for stocks to rise at the turn of a month. This tendency is mostly related to periodic new money flows directed towards mutual funds at the beginning of every month. In addition, fund managers attempt to make their balance sheets look pretty at the end of each quarter by buying stocks that have done well during that particular quarter. Stock prices tend to fall in the middle of the month, so a trader might benefit from timing stock buys near a month's midpoint, the 10th to the 15th, for example. The best day to sell stocks would probably be within the 5 days around the turn of the month. The bottom line. Of course, these suggestions for the best time of day to trade stocks, the best day of the week to buy or sell stocks, and the best month to buy or sell stocks are generalizations. Exceptions and anomalies abound depending on news, events, and changing market conditions. The closest thing to a hard and fast rule is that the first and last hour of a trading day is the busiest, offering the most opportunities. But even so, many traders are profitable in the off times as well. Still, academic evidence suggests that any patterns in market timing where one is able to consistently generate abnormal returns are generally short-lived, as these opportunities are quickly abrogated away and markets become more efficient as traders and investors increasingly learn about the patterns. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you liked it. Please click the thumbs up and write your personal tips in the comments below. Thank you for your support. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you want to hear more from us. See you in the next video.